So we have got some updates that Australia visa processing time has changed. So that's why in this video we'll discuss how much time does it take to get the outcome of most applied visa in Australia. So without wasting much time, let's jump on it. Hello everyone, this is Daksh Sharma, Qualified Education Agent Counselor from your migration partner. First we'll start with Skilled Independent Visa Subclass 189. This is a permanent visa. It is a point tested visa. You don't need sponsor, you don't need nominator. So for this visa, it usually take 9 months for the processing time. Usually 50% of the application get processed in 8 months time, but 90%, almost all the application get processed in 9 months. Now we'll see another visa which is subclass 190. This is a state nomination visa, which means Australia states will nominate the application depending on state criteria and the overall application profile. Again, this is a permanent visa as well. So for the subclass 190, usually 50% of the application get processed in 19 months and almost all the application processed in 26 months. Can you believe it? More than 2 years of time. Crazy. Next is subclass 491 visa. So similar to 190, state nominate applicant depending on state's criteria and applicant's profile. The only difference is it is not the permanent visa like subclass 190. It is a provisional visa. You can apply for permanent residency later. So for subclass 491, which is skilled work regional provision visa, 50% of the application processed in 21 months time, and again almost all the application in 26 months, more than 2 years. Now subclass 191, which is the permanent residency. As I said before, that with 491 visa, it's a provisional visa. Once you complete the requirement, once you fulfill all those requirements, then you will apply subclass 191, which is the permanent residency visa. So if you meet condition, then you can apply for PR. So this is the PR visa that you lodged after living 3 years in designated regional area. So, and this visa takes 8 months to process, and almost all the application get processed in 14 months. Crazy. Now we'll talk about subclass 600, which is tourist visa. Obviously you don't need any explanation for that. It is a tourist visa. But the good thing is 50% of the application get processed in 13 days and usually 90% of the application processed in 23 days. Usually they are very quick with the visitor visa because obviously we need tourists. But again, it depends on the application. Like obviously if you are applying for your parents and you are showing good itinerary, you are showing good bank balance, you are permanent resident, then it's very easy to get the tourist visa, and that too within a week or 2 weeks time, to be honest. Now we'll talk about subclass 500 student visa. Again, obviously you don't need any explanation for that, but I have created a complete guide about the Australian student visa. So I will put that link for that guide in the description. You can request for the access and I'll grant it. It's an amazing guide because it includes all the documents required and like so many things about subclass 500. So it has various streams. So in subclass 500, we are talking about higher education stream because that's the most applied stream. And as you can see, 50% of the application are processed in 33 days and 90% processed in 5 months. But please note that student visa are usually processed under Ministerial Direction number 111. Again, I have made a separate video about student visa processing because they have recently made some changes about the priority. Like for example, they have created 2 priority 1 and then priority 2. It's a whole different process, but for now it's just 33 days. So wait for my another video, or you can just check the playlist and where you can find that video where I have discussed student visa processing. Now next is subclass 494, which is employer sponsor visa. So this visa enables regional employers to identify labor shortage within their region by sponsoring skilled workers where employers can't source an appropriate skilled Australian worker. So basically it says that regional employers, sometimes they can't find Australian worker to fulfill their role, so that's why they get overseas worker, they get people on different visas to sponsor them. So that is subclass 494. So you can live, work and study only in designated regional areas of study. You can apply for permanent residency after 3 years from the time your visa is granted. Now if we talk about processing time, so 50% of the application get processed in 8 months and almost all the application get processed in 11 months time. Again, in subclass 494, it has different stream. So this time we are talking about labor agreement. So basically this stream is for skilled worker nominated by employers who have a labor agreement. There are 5 types of labor agreement. One is company specific labor agreement, then designated area migration DAMA. I have made various videos about DAMA, so do check it out. Then global talent employer sponsored agreement, industry labor agreement, project agreement. So under this visa, you can live, work and study only in designated regional area of Australia for 5 years, and if eligible, as I said, you can apply for permanent residency after 3 years from the time. Under labor agreement visa stream, 50% of the application processed in 7 months and almost all the application are processed in 12 months time, almost a year. Now we'll talk about subclass 482, which is again a visa, employer sponsored visa, but we are talking about the core skills visa stream, which means this visa enables employer to address labor shortages by bringing in skilled worker to be nominated to work in an occupation on the core skills occupation list. So Australia government has released core skill occupation list, which includes various occupation, and if your occupation falls in that list, then you can apply for subclass 482 under core skill stream. If you want to know your occupation, then feel free to comment down below. Now for visa processing time, 50% of the application processed in 82 days and almost all the application 90% processed in 5 months time under core skills. Now if we talk about the labor agreement, then again you need to be nominated to work in a specified occupation under the terms of labor agreement. I've already mentioned 5 types of labor agreement. Those are same labor agreement. In that, 50% of the application processed in 4 months and almost all the application are processed in 6 months time. Now one of the important visa, subclass 820, which is a partner visa temporary. So this visa lets the de facto partner or spouse of an Australian citizen, Australian permanent resident or eligible New Zealand citizen live in Australia temporarily. So this is the visa where most of the applicants used to bring their spouse to Australia. Getting this visa is the first step towards a permanent partner visa, which is subclass 801. But please note, this is a temporary visa, subclass 820. Now the processing time is approx 13 months for 50% of the applications and almost all the application processed in 20 months time. You know, that's the sad part, that once you get married or when you apply for the partner visa, then it takes 20 months to bring your partner in Australia, which is a lot of time, and obviously you get family pressure and whatnot. So that's why what people do is they call their partner on tourist visa so that at least they can spend time in Australia while they are waiting for partner visa outcome. Okay, now we're talking about subclass 801, partner visa permanent, and this is a permanent visa, so you must hold a temporary partner visa subclass 820 first. And you can see that 50% of the application processed in 9 months and almost all the application in 18 months time frame. So this is the visa processing time for most applied visa in Australia. But if you want to know more about any other visa, or if you have got any other question, or if there is any topic that you want me to make a video, then feel free to comment down below. And again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.